Well, Moses, the Bobcats taking on one of the top teams in the AJ in the Spruce Grove Saints last night.
Yeah, you know what? They started off their season, or at least the homestand, with 1 point, then overtime loss. Then, of course, like you mentioned, Bobcats playing their second of a 5-game homestand, taking on those Spruce Grove Saints. And we'll go to the highlights to the second period. 1-0. Adam Lund, hey, heads up, gets laid out by the Spruce Grove defenseman midway through the frame. Bobcats turn it over. Puck goes right to Mattia Bortolotto. He squeaks it through Chase Martin. 2-0 Saints. Then, with under 5 to play, Devin McAndrews, softy here. Martin definitely wanting that one back. Spruce up by 3 after 40. Eric Therrien would score late for the Bobcats, but the Saints would go on to win 3-1.
Feel bad for these kids. They laid it on the line out there, and not the result we wanted, and not the result we wanted for the community, and got to find a way to turn this around.
I thought everyone was going as hard as they could, especially in the third period. Everyone wanted it. Just changed it up a little bit in the third, and everyone is finishing their checks, trying to do everything they could to get a goal.
All right, in Junior B action, the Lloydminster Bandits string together back-to-back wins for the first time this month as they defeated Vermilion 4-3. Michael McKay would chip in with 2 goals, including the game winner. Brody Polland scoring his first goal as a Bandit. And we'll move on to the Lloydminster Universal Heat. They finished 4th overall in the prestigious Hockey Hounds Bantam AAA tournament this past weekend. It was an impressive result, but as Emmett Murphy reports, for a team that's used to winning, it wasn't what they were hoping for.
For the first time this year, the Heat know what it's like to lose back-to-back games.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit different for the boys. I mean, we've faced teams like that, the South Sides in our league, but it was a good task for the guys and shows us what it's going to take to win championship and go to Westerns and stuff like that. So it was good for the guys to see.
The guys have been tested throughout the year, but nothing like this. We took a few shifts off early in a couple games, and we paid the price for it. It was actually, you know, we came out flat, and the boys realize now that you can't take teams for granted.
The Heat were pitted against 11 of the other best teams in Western Canada last weekend. This weekend, they faced one of Alberta's worst Bantam AAA teams, the Grand Prairie Storm. It's a big change in competition level, but a perfect way to test their preparations to be the best.
Now we just got to build the next stretch couple games going into Christmas. Just focus on our systems, get things cleaned up like that, and get ready for a stretch after Christmas. Big run.
You know what? The boys, they purchased themselves a stereo, and they've been working on it in the room a little bit. But you know, we've tried everything with quick feet and fast-moving drills and a lot of flow. So it's up to them now to be ready.
Yeah, our starts have been a problem. I mean, something we need to clear up. I don't know whether this is playing intense for a full 60 minutes, and it's not fun playing from behind.
The Heat have 8 more games before the Christmas break, then hope to compete against Western Canada's best teams again in St. Albert's John Reed Memorial the 3rd weekend in January. Emmett Murphy, Newcap Sports.
Now we're going to move on to the 1A boys and girls volleyball provincials in Vermilion. The host St. Jerome boys were taking on the Bulf Wildcats, and we'll pick it up in the 3rd and final set. Andre Summer, he'll have his tip here. It gets past the blockers of the Wildcat blockers. It makes it 8-7 for the Spartans. Now 10-9 Spartans. Wildcats will answer back. Corbin Loesch comes up with the pinpoint kill. He ties it up. They take over 14-10 now. Spartans serve receive goes out of play. Wildcats win it 25-16, 28-30, 15-10, 2-1, and they'll move on to the next game. Let's go to the girls' side. Spartans taking on the Bassano Broncos. First set, Spartans will get the kill courtesy of Melanie Yarmuch. And check out the camera here. Takes a bit of a jarring. No camera persons were harmed in making these highlights, by the way. Broncos take the first set. In the second, Bassano's Madison Mitchell with a huge cross-court kill, though the Broncos would be trailing in that second set. Mitchell again with another one. But Spartans would end up taking it 25-23, as you'll see coming up here. Didn't work out for the Broncos in that second set. So to the third we go. The Spartans would finish them off. The Broncos would follow this one 2-1, and they would go 1-0 to start this morning in volleyball provincials. Not too shabby. So let's go to the scores in the afternoon games, shall we? We'll look at the St. Jerome Spartan girls. Unfortunately, didn't go the way they wanted to. The Ball Wildcats beat them 2-0 in that one. Both of them are 1-1 in their group. And the men actually redeemed themselves. The boys there, you see them winning 2-1 over the Bassano Broncos. They'll kick off the second half of the games in their round robin tomorrow morning. Now sticking with volleyball, this time in Kit Scotty 2A Provincial Boys Championships had the Kit Scotty Cavaliers and the Assumption Crusaders from Cold Lake. It was a breeze for Kit Scotty, taking in straight sets. They improve, or look to improve, to an undefeated record. They take on Three Hills tomorrow morning. The St. Jerome Spartans are hosting the 1A Provincials, as we just showed you this weekend, and looking to win her title in her own backyard is Heidi Stoiko. Matt Schumont has more on the Grade 12 student on this week's Superstar Next Door.
Never getting involved with sports growing up, Heidi Stoiko got into volleyball when a friend wouldn't walk home with her.
I was like, why don't you walk home with me? And she said, well, I want to play volleyball. And I said, well, I don't want to play volleyball. She's like, well, you can't walk home with me. So I started having to play volleyball with her so I can walk home with her after school, and I actually started liking the sport.
Now in her grade 12 year, Heidi was named team captain and says part of being a good leader is making sure that she's prepared herself when going into a game.
Sometimes it comes to your own self, and you have to bring yourself up, really, because you are your own enemy, and the team has to know that, but I try my best to lead that and have a good attitude all times.
This weekend will be Heidi's last chance to win a provincial championship, and she is taking everything she has learned and going out with a bang.
Go out there and give it all of my heart for my last year. That's how I prepare. I just give all that I learned out through all the years and try to make something of it with my team.
Looking forward, once high school is over, Heidi would like nothing more than to wear a wrestler's jersey and play her college volleyball at Lakeland.
I wish for anything to play volleyball in university. I watch every couple times a week Lakeland volleyball, and I would love to be out there.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.